Hey guys, Matt Jarbo back with another episode of Twisted Joystick, and we're coming close, to finishing up our Halo series. I know there's going to be a lot of these. You guys are going to see, at this point, we're going to see 6 videos on Halo, and you're probably going like, God damn it, I'm Haloed out. But no. Halo was a great series. Halo was a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Like, once you get into it, man, you realize that they put, like, a lot of shit into this franchise, into this story. Like, it's just cool. I mean, there's stuff they kind of touch on in some of the books and the comics and the games, that you'd like to see more of, but it's just the way it's done. It's handled very well. It's handled great. And so now we're talking about ODST. Now, ODST, if you guys remember correctly, was more or less that whole idea of, okay, we have the Halo 3 engine. We really want to do something with it. Let's release another game. Okay, cool. But let's not make it about Master Chief because his story is done. We need to do something different. Let's do the ODST Helljumpers. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. They're talked about in the books. You get to know them throughout the books and stuff, and why not play them? You see them in Halo 2 for the first time, and you see that they're badass Marines and shit. Yeah, they're not Spartans, but they're good. And so they decided to make a game about it, and it came out in 2009, complete with its awesome firefight mode, which, if you remember, was like the only multiplayer that came with ODST was firefight, except it only had localized multiplayer, so you couldn't. It had no matchmaking, so you had to just play with your friends, which was one of those things where everyone's like, "This is horse shit." Because we really want to play this, and everyone got really mad at Bungie, and Bungie's like, we couldn't put it in there. There wasn't enough time. But we did give you the entire Halo 3 multiplayer experience on another disc with all the maps and stuff. And everyone's like, fuck you, I don't care about that. Like, I was me, at least. I was like, oh, I already bought these, so why do I care? I want to play this. I felt like they could have probably added it in there. They didn't, so what are you going to do? But ODST was a fun game. It was the fact that it had Nathan Fillion and Adam Baldwin as voices, it screamed like Serenity Firefly, just like nerdgasms and stuff. And Fillion, who is amazing, should definitely be, he should definitely be this, in anything, video game wise at least. So let's get into it here because I know you guys don't want to hear me ramble. Okay, so ODST takes place in the 26th century when humans under the command of the UNSC are locked in war with a theocratic alliance of alien races known as the Covenant. Of course, this shit's all we know. During the events of the 2004 video game Halo 2, the Covenant discovered the location of Earth and launched an assault on the city of New Mombasa in Africa. Though the UNSC manages to repel most of the fleet, a larger ship hovers over the city, depositing an invasion force, and the ship eventually retreats via slip-space jump, creating a massive shockwave, while the rest of Halo 2 storyline follows the ship to an ancient installation identical to the first Halo. ODST focuses on the aftermath of the shockwave, while the Covenant still occupy the city. During the game, the player can unlock audio files to an additional narrative called Sadie's Story, which tells the story of a civilian girl caught in the initial stages of the Covenant invasion and her quest to find her father. The tale can also provide useful information for the player during the game, such as help to locate hidden caches. The game's protagonist is an unnamed rookie, a new member of the Orbital Drop Shock Troopers. These troopers, known as ODSTs, or the Helljumpers, are often deployed in small one-man human entry vehicles, or HEVs, launched from spaceships in the upper atmosphere. The rookie is assisted in finding his teammates by Mombasa City's maintenance artificial intelligence, known as the Superintendent. The rookie's teammates are Buck, Dutch, Romeo, Mickey, and Dare. The latter is a UNSC Office of Naval Intelligence agent in charge of the squad's operation. Now, the game begins with Dutch, Romeo, and Mickey discussing the Covenant ship above New Mombasa. Buck arrives and introduces Dare. The team enters their SOEIVs and drop through the atmosphere. At the last minute, Dare changes their trajectory to miss the ship. The Covenant ship enters slipspace, sending a shockwave towards the ODSTs. The rookie's pod collides with another and crashes to the ground, knocking him unconscious for 6 hours. He awakens and proceeds to find clues about what happened to his squad mates. Buck makes it through a rough landing after the drop and fights through Covenant forces to find Dare. He finds Romeo instead, and the two resolve to find the others and get out of the city. Dutch drops near a nature preserve and helps Marines fighting there. Mickey commandeers a tank and fights his way along a Mombasa Boulevard, meeting up with Dutch, and the two defend an Ani base from the Covenant, destroying the facility to keep it from being captured. They are evacuated by a transport and make contact with Buck, arranging a rendezvous at the police headquarters, but are shot down instead. Buck and Romeo rescue Dutch and Mickey, but Romeo is seriously wounded. The squad hijacks a Covenant dropship, but instead of leaving the city, Buck decides to turn back and find Dare. Back in the city, the rookie is assisted by the superintendent, which leads him to Dare's position. She and the rookie reach superintendent's data core, which possesses information on something the Covenant is looking for underneath the city. Inside the core, they find the Covenant engineer. Dare explains that these engineers are biological supercomputers that have been enslaved by the Covenant, and the one they found wishes to defect to the humans. With the engineer's information on the Covenant combined with the superintendent's data, Dare's mission changes from downloading the superintendent's data to escorting the alien to safety. The rookie, Dare, and the engineer reunite with Buck, and they fight their way out of the city. As they fly away in the transport, the squad watches as the Covenant destroys New Mombasa. In the epilogue, 1 month has passed, and the ODSTs keep guard over the engineer. Sergeant Avery Johnson arrives, informing the engineer that he intends to ask it everything it needs to know about the Covenant and what they are looking for. If the game is completed on the legendary difficulty, a scene shows the Covenant leader Truth overseeing an excavation of the Forerunner artifact buried beneath the superintendent's data core. And that's ODST. It was actually like a really short game. I think it was like 7-8 hours long, but it was fun. It had an atmosphere to it because you're one ODST and you're in a city. You know, you're in New Mombasa, and it's huge, too. It's not like some small city. It's huge, and you're against the Covenant, and the Covenant are full force, and you're not like Master Chief. You don't have regenerating shields. You don't have super fast movements, and you're not augmented. You are just a human. You're kick-ass human, but you're still human. And I like that. I think that it was a nice way of kind of differentiating a storyline from Master Chief and being just a fun game overall. So that is ODST. Again, if you played it, if you like it, tell us. If you don't like it, tell us. You can email us, twistedjoystick@gmail.com. You can call us at 818-934-1272. And you guys can also find us on Facebook and on YouTube, and look for Twisted Joystick all over the place, and you'll find us. And I'm Matt Jarbo. You guys can contact me at twistedjoystick@gmail.com for any questions, comments, or if you want to be a sponsor. And this show is brought to you by monstersvsmonsters.com. It's monstersvsmonsters.com. It's a great little card game for kids. It's the low-cost alternative to high-cost entertainment. And we'll see you guys next week. Or no, not next week, just like pretty soon, for another episode of Halo on Twisted Joystick. I'm Matt Jarbo. See you later.